We've created our typing component. Now we want to display this component for every user that's typing within the same channel that our currently authenticated user is in. So we'll add and execute a new listener function, then add listeners in our messages component called add typing listeners. It'll accept the channel ID, and within this function we'll first create an array called typing users to collect all the users typing within a given channel based on its ID. So on the state object we'll add our typing ref referencing Firebase Database and a ref with the string of typing. So we'll take this .state.typing ref. We'll pass channel ID as a child to it, and we'll listen for the child added event. And within the snap, we'll first check to see if snap.key is not equal to this.state.user.uid, and we're performing this check to make sure that we're not collecting the currently authenticated user within this typing users array. We'll use the concat method to concatenate an object on the end of the array with an ID set to snap.key and a name property set to snap.value. So we're collecting the user's ID and their name, and we're reassigning the typing users array, and we'll set state. We'll set our typing users array within state, so I need to create this new property, initially set to an empty array. And we'll also have, in addition to our child added event, we're going to have our child removed event with the same child of channel ID on our typing ref. And within the snap callback, we're going to take the typing users array. We're going to use the findIndex method, which will iterate over every user element. We want to compare the user ID property with snap.key, and if there's not an index value, that's positive. If an index can't be found, we're going to use the filter method, where we'll iterate once again over the typing users array, and we'll make sure that none of the IDs within each of these elements is equal to snap.key. We'll reassign the typing users array once again and set the state. Now that we're listening for children being added or removed from our typing ref, we're going to once again use the connected ref to determine whether a user is online or not, and that'll reference Firebase.database, a ref with the text .info/connected. We'll take the connected ref from state, we'll listen for a value change, and within the snap callback, we'll first check to see if snap.value is equal to true. Then we'll take the typing ref, we'll take a child on it of the channel ID, a child with the current user's user ID. We'll add the onDisconnect method, and we'll also add remove, so when our currently authenticated user logs out, their child value on the typing ref will be removed. Now we'll head down to render, and first we'll destructure typing users from state, and we'll head down to our div where we were outputting a span with the text that we provided as well as our typing component, and replace that with a call to a new function called display typing users, where we'll pass the typing users array. So we want to iterate over all of the elements in this typing users array in state. We first want to check to make sure the length of that array is greater than 0. If so, we'll map over it with the map method, and we'll paste in the markup that we copied, or we'll change, first of all, the style prop to include a margin bottom rule of 0.2 ems, and give it a key prop set to user.id. We'll replace the hard-coded username with user.name. We'll save our changes, and once again I'll deploy my app with the now CLI, and once it's deployed, I'll paste in the deployed URL to a different tab and bring this over to the side. I'll sign in with a different user than the one currently authenticated in our dev server. So I'll make sure that I'm on the same channel of React. You can see now we have our typing animation saying that Thomas is typing. And if our other user types in Thomas's page, we can see that Douglas is typing. We can remove this animation if we clear our message input, and if we start typing again, you can see it again. If we post our message, the typing animation goes away, and the same for our other user. If we switch back to another channel, we'll see that we only see that typing animation when our users are on the same channel. So now we've got our functionality to display when other users in the same channel are typing.